Greetings everyone, and welcome to Occupy Mars, the game. This is an early access game on Steam that came out about 2 years ago. It's an open world sandbox survival game, where the open world, of course, is Mars. So you're dropped on Mars, and you're going to have to gather resources, gather technology in order to survive, build a big base, and hopefully better the planet. This is a game I've had my eyes on for quite a while, and I thought now was a great time to just jump in and play it. If you too are interested in this game and want to see me play it on the channel, please give the video a like and maybe say something about that in the comments down below. So let's just jump into Occupy Mars, the game. Alright, so here we go. I am going to select Colonist, which is kind of like the challenging one. However, I am going to give myself a little boon, and I'm giving myself the tourists starting equipment. There is a little bit of a benefit to that one. There's a big benefit to that one. But I've only played a bit, so I think I need that little oomph if I'm actually going to do this. Now, in this case, these are the technologies, and this means that the special ones, the ones that unlock others, we're going to have to find them at the outposts. They're on abandoned tablets, by the way. Now, in terms of where I am going, I kind of saw a place that I liked, and Noctis! There it is, that's the one right there. Even though there is a very heavy procedural element, I'm hoping the terrain is very similar because some of these places are in craters, and that is just not fun at all. By the way, there is an extended crashing sequence, a very long one. We're just gonna skip that. Welcome to Mars. Alright, so this is our little home for a while here, but not entirely. Alright, so we have all kinds of things waiting for us here, so I'm gonna grab the things that we're going to need. And by the way, in a capsule of this size with one door, I find it amusing that somebody put the word exit on it, as if we wouldn't know how to get out. Alright, let's go with the tools we're really going to need. This is the grinder. You use this on technology to break it down into components. Very useful indeed. We'll just put that away. This, of course, is the jackhammer. You use this on rocks and such in order to get raw materials. Once again, very useful. Over here, we have the blowtorch. This is used for actually construction. We're going to be doing that very soon because there's something we really need. So we're going to take that. I'm going to put that aside. And there's a very loud thing down here, the spectral detector. We're going to grab that and immediately put it away because, wow, that thing is loud. Now, there's some other things here that are useful too that we just don't need right now. This is an air compressor and this is a carbon dioxide bottle. This is used to clean things off in case of storms, you know, like solar panels, for instance. Now, this over here is a planting tool, once we have hydroponics, that is, and this is a seed magazine with seeds of potatoes. It's like they're trying to get me mad. Now, we have some tubing over here. This is used for, transferring water and gas, and these are electrical cables over here. And we have materials. So let's grab our materials because we're going to need them. All right, there is a med kit right there. And I think there's another one over there. We're just going to leave them for now. Okay, we have food. These are MREs. There's actually 6 of them in there. I think that I actually have a couple of them in my inventory. Yes, I do. And I also think that I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat one of them right now. And I do have a first aid kit as well. And I have some things that I probably want to take out of my inventory. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that right now because I think this is my cupboard. Alright, I don't need to have that with me. We'll keep the fuses. Yeah, I got some more potato seeds. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. I'm going to leave the what's the name of it right now? I'm also going to leave the CO2 because I don't need that now. As far as I know, you only need this for using the air compressor, so I don't really need that now. Extra water, extra food sounds like a really good idea. You never know when you're going to need them. Alright, let's get back up here because there are some things that I need. Okay, I need solar cells. We're going to grab them. Cement. We're going to grab them. Electronics. Of course, I'm probably getting more than I usually would. Remember, I did said tourist supplies. And by the way, there is something else that the tourist gets. What is that, a cordless drill? All right, back over to here. Okay, electric motors, and it's kind of out the window here. Okay, there's glass. There's aluminum plates. There's steel plates. Is there anything else? Yes, there is. There is small pipes. We'll take those. A medium circuit board. I'm very suspicious that they actually gave that to me, so I'm going to take that. Yeah, we're going to be looking for these guys a lot. It's going to be a long time, apparently, before we can make them. And, of course, the problem with them is they don't stack, so they can fill your inventory quickly, but they're very important. Universal repair kits. No, thank you. I think we're good to go. I am going to top off my oxygen. See, this seems to produce oxygen all the time, so we can always come over here for oxygen. Oh, and they gave us an abandoned tablet. I don't know why it was abandoned in here. So the way this works is that these technologies will unlock other technologies. So here's the thing. Right-click on this, use, and this is the ATV one. So chances are there are some things in our trees, our technology trees, that we couldn't get to without this. That's the way it works. As a matter of fact, let's take a quick look at the technology trees right here. So botany, we can't do anything like that until we get into hydroponics. I think you advance this by just growing crops. Electricity, you advance this one, this little thing up here, by the way, by basically producing electricity. We can make some things, and we're going to. And by the way, yeah, these trees are kind of long. And you might notice that sometimes there's prerequisites for them. Right here, right here. So like that thing we just got on the abandoned tablet. Yeah, those are at times blocking things until you find them. So exploration is a very good thing. And then we have materials. Yeah, this is something we're going to need very quickly. The workshop. One of the reasons is because we need something in electricity that requires the workshop. Sometimes it works out that way. And then we have mechanical stuff. A lot of this is upgrading our tools. However, this is a little bizarre. I think they got this backwards. So for materials, the way you advance this is you use your grinder on technology to get components. That's materials. Mechanics, we use the jackhammer on rocks in order to get raw materials. Doesn't it seem like they should be the other way around? Doesn't matter, we'll just play it off. Okay, so here's the thing. You look at the bottom there, you can see I have oxygen, and I said I can get oxygen from here. Hunger, well, I just had something to eat, and I have more food. We will find food, but eventually we'll get crops going with that. Hydration. I don't have any water here. There is no water or fluids in this thing. So that is the first thing we have to be concerned about. So let's go outside. Now, I did pick this location because I kind of liked it, but there is procedural elements here. Oh, and by the way, all right, let's look around here. Okay, that's interesting. I'm guessing there's water over there. I mentioned something about the starting equipment. Yeah, there's an item of starting equipment, by the way. Oh, and I guess we're going to be going over there. First and foremost, water. So we're going to take out that spectral thing because it's really noisy, but it is pointing us over here. So you can actually see the water. It's probably ice though, but we'll melt it. We need water. Okay, so we want to get as close as we can to this so we can get the best source possible. Then I'm going to put this thing away because it's noisy. All right, what I need to do is I need to build a well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to blueprints and we're going to get resources. And this is a well. Now, you see the two sets of numbers. The ones on the right are what you need to construct the well. The ones on the left are what I actually have, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. All right, so we're going to put this down, and you'll notice the way the arrows are facing. Well, that's the way I want them facing, so click. Now we're going to pull out the blowtorch. I like to target one of these things here. And we're going to put the parts in. And you can kind of see the parts filling in on the side there. It'll start turning green too when it gets to the end. And also the little circles filling in as well. There we go. Okay, and it comes with its own supply of energy too. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look at the panel in the back here. Okay, well data, required power, 5 kilowatts, and of course it's being supplied by its own solar panel there. And you can see that basically the water is 6 liters per hour. That's a lot for us. But remember, this thing is also going to be handling hydroponics too. So if I do fill water, because remember I was low on water.
Lack of water supplies.
Then that's not really a problem. See, this tank is going to fill up. Now, eventually we'll be able to get upgrades for oxygen and methane, but we're not there yet. Right, so this tank is going to fill up, and that's what we want to happen. And you can see my hydration is now full, so we're good to go. Alright, so here's the thing. I got this vehicle over here, and I can drive it around, and that's what I'm going to do. However, what I'm doing first is we're going to go over here. How is my inventory? Alright, I think we're good to go. I might want to move some things up here just so they're out of the way. Here, let's see here. Because I'm probably going to get some circuit boards. Other things might stack, but I'm probably going to get some circuit boards. Alright, so this is an outpost. Oh, I see another one over there. And if we look on the map, there's where I am. And there's where our little pod is. There's our big vehicle. And of course, there's what we just put down there. But if we come all the way out, we can see this outpost. And then we can see one over there. Is there anything else around? Oh, there's one over here. And there's one up there too. Oh, and there's one over here too. So there's a bunch of neat... What is that? Okay, so there was a story mode for this game. And I think it took place there. So I'm guessing eventually we'll just take a little trip over there. But I mean, I'd rather get everything else going first. All right, so but what I'm also going to do is I always want to know the way home. So I am going to right click on that. And I'm going to say icon, home, track, green. Okay, and it'll always show me my way home. All right, let's get over here. The reason I'm not taking the vehicle is I'm coming back a different way. Now remember, the big thing we need in these outposts is the abandoned tablets, because they're going to give us technology. And let's hope we get them in the right order. We wouldn't want something endgame right now. Now, in terms of this, remember this breaks down technology. Yeah, we can't do anything about this right now until we upgrade it. However, we can break down these little boxes, although... I think I want to open this one first. Okay, steel plate. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to get a technology point. So let's just take a quick look again at materials. Okay, so this is materials. See that little line right there? The little circle? That's what you need in order to level. So I want to get the workshop. So what we're going to do is we're going to hack stuff up. Now it's going to show you there on the mid left side of the screen what we're getting. Unfortunately, it kind of runs a long total. I really wish that that would blank out quicker. So if you're standing here doing this for a while, it's going to show you what you did for the last 5 minutes. Although that might be an exaggeration. Oh, I got a technology point. Isn't that wonderful? I'm just going to keep doing this though. Because extra parts are always a good thing. But notice I'm only getting simple things. Like steel plates, package of screws, pipes, aluminum plates. Yeah, when I can take these guys apart, that's when I'll get the serious stuff. Alright, we'll put this away. Let's take a quick look back at this. And you'll notice that not only did we get a level, and I can do this. Where is it? Boom. I'm actually almost halfway to another point. Alright, so these trees are very big. This is something we're not going to be building for a while, the workshop, because it's It's really big. And right after that, though, we're going to go with the CO2 scrubber, but that's a little bit ahead. All right, now let's go in here and see what we can find. Now, the door did not open automatically because obviously there's no power here, so we're going to use the manual switches. All right, I do have a light, so I'm going to turn it on. Now, I could search through everything and notice what this is. This is an extra suit battery. Okay, that could be useful. But there is a key. It's called Z. If I hold that down, it will show me things that I can mess with, and I can just see that there's something in here. Okay, that is a medium circuit board, so I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to hold down Z. Okay, there's something in here. Okay, that is the abandoned tablet of this location. So let's see what this one is going to get us. Inventory. Large replaceable accumulator. Obviously, that's on the electrical tree. All right, we'll worry about what we just got later. I think there's another one in here. Wait a minute. Kill the light for a moment. Yep, there is, right there. Okay, and that's a medium circuit board. I really need a little circuit board. Please tell me you have a little circuit board. You have a small circuit board. That's very good. And once again, if we look at our inventory, yeah, you can see that could be a problem over time. But we do need them. All right, looking around. I don't see... Oh, I see something... Oh, that's on the ground outside. Hold on a minute. I don't want to forget about it after all. There we go. And that is an MRE. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I will eat tomorrow. Okay, I don't see anything more. Oh, there's a container that has another MRE. Very good. Okay, is there anything? Oh, there's something on the ground over there. And that is a small circuit board. Very good. Okay, is there anything else around here? I don't see anything, so let's go upstairs. Okay, this is an electronic component. Yes, it's electronics. Okay, was there anything else? Those things are downstairs. Although there is something over here. That's another small circuit board. And I think this is a big circuit board. We'll take that. Okay, I don't see anything else around at the moment. All right. Now, this kind of thing does make sense. Like, for instance, if I do the monitors, I know I will get electronics. See, I just got some electronics. Now, you just saw a red message. Why was that? Well, here's the thing. I destroyed the monitor, and I didn't lift my finger off the button, and I tried to destroy the base. I can't do that. Yet. I believe that's when I get the 3rd tier version of this, I can do that. See, when I upgrade this to tier 2, I can take those little stations apart outside. For now, I can't do it. Alright, so I think we have what we need for now, so let's just go. Because I do have a small circuit board, and that is something that I wanted. Which door am I going out? I guess it doesn't really matter. Because there's something that spawns at the outpost that's closest to you, and that is a rather problematic ATV quad. Alright, now it does have a rather bad, in terms of condition, small circuit board there, right? Fortunately, I have a replacement. And we're just going to close that up. Yeah, this thing could definitely use some repairs. If you look at the far lower left, you see that little orange line? Yeah, that's the health of this thing. Alright. Fortunately, the battery is full. Alright, so let's just head back over here. Okay, and I got a message. Okay, there's a probe. Alright, I will look into that in a moment. We can get those little events, and it will point us to them. And I will check that one out in a moment. Maybe we'll take a trip over there. Alright, here's the thing. I need to do something, so I'm going to come over here. Stop right there. Okay, so let me get off. All right, so let's go back over to the tech trees. So we got the workshop. That's something I needed because of electricity. See here? You needed to have the workshop. You can see it now. So I need this. I need to start producing electricity. If you're producing electricity, you will start leveling in that. So first things first, I'm going to grab this rock because it's probably an element. Okay, that was aluminum. I found aluminum lying around. All right, so here's the thing. I have to figure out where I'm going to build. Okay, that's actually a little bit of a thing there, isn't it? All right, I think the first direction I can build in is this way, and then I can kind of build that way. All right, I'm going to give some... No, actually, I need to put the solar down first, don't I? All right, we'll put the solar here. Okay, so I am going to blueprint. Blueprints, close resources for now, open electricity. So solar panel, I can make a number of these. And I do want it facing that way. See, that's where the plug is. I want the plug facing that way. So what I want is I want 4 of them. There will be more. There will be many more. All right, then let's switch over to the blowtorch and let's start making them. I am trying to earn... Oh, and I immediately got a technology point. Was it the electrical one? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's open up Transformer.
Electricity. Technology access level increased.
Okay, so after we get this going, the next thing I want is a battery. All right, but we need to get this going first. So let's go back to the blowtorch. Because power is going to be a huge thing. And you can see the panels are turning in the direction of the sun. I just remembered I don't have the wires with me, so I'm going to have to go get them. All right, there we go. Okay, so now what I need is what we just got, going over to blueprints, and that is the transformer. All right, so let's put this guy, I think it's in the ground, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. All right, so let's turn that around. Wrong way. Okay, hold it a second. Not that way. That way will be fine. Okay, so we're gonna put that down, and then we're gonna pull out the blowtorch. Hold on a second, can I get that? There we go. See, right now what we have is 4 independent solar panels. So what we want to do is we want to merge the power so we can do something with it. But I am going to have to go back to the capsule. All right, put the blowtorch away. Now, the thing that I need is right here is I need the wires. Is there anything that I can drop? Yeah, actually there is. Hold it a second. Let's open up the cupboard again. I certainly don't need to have that with me. I'll keep 1 medium circuit board in case I need it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need that. That one is kind of messed up. We'll put the aluminum aside for a moment. Oh, actually, I already have a medium up there, don't I? All right, so we'll put that over there. All right, and what I want to do, of course, with this, we'll put this down here. Where is the... Wait a minute, didn't I just pick them up? Oh, I dropped them on the ground. Isn't that lovely? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the 5-hole there, because I'm going to need them. All right, back to our transformer. Now it is starting to get dark, and that could end up becoming a problem. All right, so open, 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 open. So let's pull out a wire. This is the reason I wanted them facing this way. So we're going to plug that in there. And then we're going to pull out another wire. Oh, what the heck happened? Ugh. I have no idea how that happened. Just turned around. Yeah, they're all turned around. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. It just looks a little weirder, that's all. Alright, put that in there. And then this one here. Let's put this into here. Alright, let's take a look at the situation now. Alright, so we have 20 kilowatts coming in at the moment. And we're not using them because we don't have anywhere for them to go. So what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting to get another point of electricity. By the way, it is getting dark. If you look here. Alright, we're halfway. This stuff here will basically get us experience. There's not much of it, but we don't really need a lot to level right now. So the plan is going to be that I'm going to build a battery over here. And it's all going to come out of one socket right here. So if I look at this, and you can see I have, oh, over here I don't have anything, because of course the sun vanished, didn't it? Yes, it did. We'll pretend that I had 20 here. What I would do is I would say, you know what? Put all 20 right here, coming out of that first socket. So it would all be coming out of this first socket, and I would plug that into the battery, and the battery would charge, but it would also pass it along. Yeah, it is starting to get a little bit uncomfortable out here. By the way, at 10 o'clock, it gets uncomfortable enough to start doing serious damage to you. So, without an upgrade to our suits, which I'm sure is going to be pretty far down the line, you will start dying. So that's something you probably want to avoid. We all want to avoid that, even in games. Alright, I think that's good to go for now. Now, here's the thing. I could stay in here all night.
Alert. Oxygen depleted.
There is a bit of a limitation in terms of the chairs, though. Apparently, the chairs will only allow you to sleep up to 8 hours. Besides, it's not really very fun in here, you know what I mean? So, one of the rather large benefits of this is that it has a bed. Essentially, it's a bedroom.
External.
Right, so it has oxygen in here, it's got the pressure. You can see on the lower left there, heavy rover, it says battery level 100, oxygen 99. Now the thing about it is that reloading the oxygen for this is going to be way far down the line.
75%.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's busting my chops. I'm also hungry again, so fortunately we did pick up some stuff when we were at the outpost down there, so I'm just going to munch that down. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. It is going to start getting very cold. There's really not a lot I can do. By the way, this thing has got a really nice inventory stash here, so you know what? I should probably hold on to them since I'm going to be building things. I can just see, oh, you need a small circuit board, you need a medium circuit board, because we are going to be making stuff. I just need one technology point for that. Where is it? Yeah, this one here. I need this one to start producing some stuff so I can get the battery going. How are the other ones going? This one is nearly getting me the CO2 scrubber. I could probably build the workshop without having the electricity. That's something we could probably do tomorrow. And this one here, I haven't done anything with this yet because we haven't been using the pile driver in order to get things. What this is going to do once I get serious about it is that this is going to allow upgrading of your devices. See, this is the grinder 1. We have that now. And this is jackhammer 2. And this is grinder 2. Both of those are locked behind the workbench. The workbench is in electricity right down here. Thing is, it's not going to be the first one I go for. So it's going to be a while before we have those new tools. But to be fair, it's going to be a while before we can do that. All right, so what I'm going to do... Oh, yeah, there's the warning right now. In 1 hour, the temperature will drop significantly, which means it's going to be, I believe, minus 47 degrees. Step outside the door, start dying. Speaking about stepping outside the door and dying, since there is oxygen in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my helmet. That way I am preserving my suit battery and my oxygen container. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to charge my suit a little bit. There we go. All right, time to sleep. And basically, the bitter cold vanishes at about 7:40. So what I'm going to do, wrong way. What I'm going to do is 7:30, and I'm going to remember to put my helmet back on, because if I open that door right now, I die instantly. I thought that was cool to see once. In the future, I'm probably going to edit that out. Okay, first order of business. Where's my helmet? By the way, the game auto-saves every time you sleep. There is a save game system, but during the day, there is no auto-saving. So, yeah, if there's a crash, you're back to getting out of bed. It's like Groundhog Day. All right, I'm probably... It's minus 40, which means I'm taking some damage. It's not as bad. All right, how are we doing for this? Okay, it is moving along. You know, what we might want to do is take a trip to the other outpost fairly quickly and hope that the electricity pushes itself along in the meantime. And we might as well just take this, right? Okay, so where are we going? This is where we were already. Well, there's this one. It's not too far away. So what I'll do is I will put a tracker on it and we'll say yellow. I'll take it off afterwards. All right, so let's get in here. All right, where is it? Okay, it's not that far away. Oh, by the way, it's really a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea to drive like this so we don't hit anything. These things can take damage. And I would like this guy to stick around for a while, if you know what I mean. Okay, this is interesting looking. Okay, so... They seem to have themes. Those are big solar panels. I look forward to the day that I can take them apart. Alright, let me get out of the chair. I did put it back on, right? Yes. Dying instantly doesn't appeal to me. Alright, so let's go in here. Okay, I think somebody was getting creative with this. Okay, so let's do a search and I can see stuff. Okay, that looks like... Where's the door? That looks like an MRE. And no, it's a medium circuit board. Is there anything else over here? I don't see anything here. Looking around, I don't... Okay, there's something over here. There's an MRE. Okay, is that something? It's not shining. Okay, do you have something? A package of screws. Very useful indeed. Some things require a lot of screws. Okay, I don't see anything here, so let's just go outside. Yes, taking them apart would be wondrous. We're not doing that just yet, though. Alright, and that looks like a big circuit board? Okay, what do you got over here? Okay, MRE. And there's a bunch of stuff in here. Just lying around. Alright, so a solid rocket explosive. And steel plate. Screws. Here, I'll just turn this on. Okay, first aid kit. And abandoned tablet. Alright, let's see what that one has got for us. Industry energy converters. Yeah, we're getting a lot of stuff for electrical there, aren't we? All right, I don't think there's anything else here. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff over there, but we haven't been there yet. Nothing in here? Nope, nothing in here. Okay, so let's... And of course, I could take all these boxes apart. Not a problem at all. Screws. More screws. And a steel plate. Just one more. Because after all, I am adding skill points there, ain't I? Alright, so let's go on inside. Of course, I'm going to come back to these places and take them apart completely, especially something like that. Alright. Okay, this looks like a container that has stuff in it, and it's a steel plate. Alright, let's look around. Okay, another MRE. I think that is the third one we got here. That is a suit battery. I'll hold on to it for now. Another MRE. Yeah, that is 4 meals. Okay, looking around. There's something here. Oh, solar panel. That's not bad. And there is a... Is that a medium? That is a medium circuit board. What is in there? And that's another solid rocket fuel explosive. I don't see any other highlighted items. Alright, turn that off. Okay, how is the electricity coming? Oh, it's coming along. It's coming along. Oh, and we got another point in mechanical. I wasn't even materials, I should say. Okay, so we're going to go with the CO2 scrubber for sure. All right, the workshop is a big thing. We can kind of build it now because I have the parts for it. It's just that I won't have power to it. Once I get the battery, I'll have power to it. But it's not going to be real for a very long time. All right, maybe I don't think there's anything else on the outside except the solar panels. So basically we searched this already. Let's do a remove there. But what I would like to do is, boom. So that way when I see it from a distance, I know that I looted it. I'll have different stages. Looted means that I got the tablet and I got anything that was lying around. Alright, so... Okay, so let's just back up. Oh. Okay, oh, don't hit that, don't hit that. It didn't do anything to you. Okay, so let's head back here and see about placing the workshop. Alright, I'm gonna park this guy right about here, because why not? I might need some of the stuff that I put into it. Alright, and then we're gonna get out of the chair. Alright, what is the power of this guy right now? 95? It's probably okay for now. I don't have to mess with it. One thing you can do is if this guy is running out of power or it's a bit on the low side, you can build a solar panel and just connect it via one of those wires to it. But if it's 95%, I really don't have to worry about it for now. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that why don't we make the workshop? All right, so the thing is the workshop is going to need the feed of water and electricity, and I'm probably going to build the battery here. I'm going to have to do some shenanigans to get the maximum amount of power, but we'll see about that when the time comes. So I'm thinking like here maybe? All right, so let's just take a look, because it is going to be big, that's for sure. All right, so let's here, and let's close this one up. It's not in living, is it? Workshop! Yeah, you can see it's kind of intensive in terms of stuff. Yeah, it needs a medium circuit board, and fortunately I have 3 of them. All right, so let's see about this. Okay, the one thing that I know, it's a really good... Okay, where is the... Yeah, no, absolutely not. Nope, see right there? I want those plugs right there. Okay, let's push this back a little bit. And most importantly, let's kick it into the air a little bit. Okay, not there. Okay, I'm trying to get it to move. Oh, I know now. Like that. Like, oh, that's too many. Like there. Let's just put that there and see if that's going to do the job. That should be fine. Did you move those? No, I can't see. I'm pretty sure that I put them over here. Alright, well, I really hope they're there, because otherwise, this is going to be a big pain to take apart. And by the way, this is probably going to take a long time. By the way, I probably sped that up. Alright, so that's what I was looking for. I want the D's here, because this is for power. Hold on a second, let me put this away. Alright, this is for power. This is for oxygen. This is for water. Oxygen isn't likely to be that big of a deal. Alright, so it's a big building where we do lots of stuff in it. Of course, it doesn't have a door. So we have to kind of take care of that ourselves. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go over to the airlock section. And here's the thing, we do need 2 of these. So 1, 2. Because after all, it's not an airlock in that case now, is it? Because you open the door and the oxygen just goes poof. Alright, so now what I want though, is I want, where is it here? Okay, the ramp, we'll put the ramp right there. Okay, and then I will pull this out.
For technological advancement.
Yes, I've been getting a couple of points, by the way. Wouldn't surprise me if electricity was one of them. And then there's this one. Oh, where is it? There we go. Maybe I was standing on it or something like that. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. Of course, it doesn't have power at the moment.
Pressure. Low pressure 1. External pressure dropping.
There we go. All right, so we're going to be building stuff in here, including hydroponics. There's little alcoves where they're going to be, but of course we're going to need power and water for them. And we can also do other things in here, including sleep. But we're going to need things first. All right, now here's a question. Was one of the things that I got... Oh, wow. Oh, no, actually I did get it right there. Okay, so there is the electricity. So I need a battery.
Electricity. Technology access level increased.
What else did I get? Did I get anything else? No, I didn't. Okay, so that's the one that I really need. All right, for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right over here. So blueprint, close that one, electricity, and this is a battery. All right, hold it a second. Up a little bit, and how far away do I have? That's probably going to be good. All right, so we'll put that there. I am going to need some space in the middle because I have to do some shenanigans to get this to work the way I want it to. All right. All right, can I get this going? There we go. There we go. And it's going to grow this way. Ooh, the placement might be a problem. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. I might have wanted to move it down a little bit more or to put it in a different location. We'll let it go for now. All right. So what I want to do now is, of course, I got cables. And I want to put this cable in here. and put this cable in here. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. So now it's getting 20 kilowatts coming in, and it's also accumulating the power, mostly because it's not going anywhere. It's not attached to anything, and no power has been assigned. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to open that up. We're going to put that in. All right, around here, like this. Yeah, where you lay your cable is important, by the way. And we're going to open that, and we're going to put that in. Now, this thing here, we walk over to it. Hey, wait a minute, there's no power. Well, we haven't assigned any power to it. So if we go back here, you can see that this is saying, hey, I need 15 power. You got 20. Give me some. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it 15 power. Of course, this means that the battery is going to have virtually nothing in it. We're going to have to work on increasing that input. But you can see now that we're giving 15 to this. So if I walk over to here,
pressure.
It opens and let there be light. Now, we're not getting enough power that we can actually do anything serious here yet. It's a process. See, what I'm going to need is I'm going to need to make some more solar panels. The problem here is, look at, wait a minute. These 4 are plugged in here, and there's one cable coming out. Well, what are you going to do? Well, you can upgrade this. Now, I don't know whether or not... Oh, by the way, I couldn't help but notice that I was hungry. So we'll just eat some of that. How much did I have? I had 8. Yeah, that last place was very beneficial for it, wasn't it? Very beneficial indeed. All right, let's kick up the tech tree. Okay, so this is... Oh, that's the one that we got. That was the abandoned tablet. We got the industrial energy converters, which means that if we have a point, we could get the transformer expansion. Okay, what does that mean? That means that we can do an expansion going this way, and it'll give us 2 more of these banks. Now, there is a problem with this. Let's say that I have another one of these banks, and I have 4 of these solar panels plugged into it. Well, that's great, except for one thing. We already have this cable going out into this battery, and the battery only takes 1 cable in and 1 cable out. So what are we going to do about that? Well, I actually have an idea regarding that. Wait a second. Okay, first things first. Up, and then rotate. No, not that way. That way. Out with the blowtorch. Where's it here now?
Warning. Poor tool condition. Repair it at the workshop table. Not enough materials.
Oh, am I missing something? I am missing a small circuit board. That's why I parked this thing over here. And by the way, it does seem as if my blowtorch is about to break. Oh no, don't do that. That's a medium. That's a medium. Oh, do I not have a small? Right, because the first location we went to had some. Okay, that is a medium. That is a medium. Yeah, that's a small, but that one is broken. Wow, we have a problem. All right, that means I'm going to have to go looking in order to get more. Yeah, we got a lot of mediums, but we didn't get many of the small ones, and certainly not enough. All right, so that's it. Anyway, what the idea is, I make another one of the transformers that has 4 inputs and has use 1 output. What I can do is take a line from each other transformer, plug it into there, and have like 4 coming out. See, right here I have a transformer, right? And it's getting inputs from 4 solar panels. Well, what if I had 4 of this setup, and each one of those coming out, which is the merge of all that, was going into the back of another transformer? What if all 4 of them were going in, and one line was coming out into the battery? Then the battery would be getting 4 times what it's getting right now. As you can see, it would be getting 80, and it would only be using 15. Well, at the moment, obviously I want to put some more stuff in there. So that's what I want to do by making another transformer. Unfortunately, I don't have a small circuit board. And am I getting closer to... Well, this one here, I think I have what I need for now, but I do need the transformer expansion. And after that, I need the battery pack expansion too. And then we'll have to worry about the workbench. At the moment, you can see that this guy can only take 180. That's not going to last at all. But you can expand going this way and add a lot more storage capability. It's still going to have just 1 input and 1 output, but the thing is, it can store a lot more power so that you know when darkness comes and your solar panels stop, you're still going to have enough power to get through the night. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go on a mission looking for more of the small circuit boards. Anyway, I think that's going to be it because, yeah, it's getting dark and we've just shut down all power. Yeah, it's gone and it's going to drain really quickly. Very quickly indeed. But it's a beginning. It's a beginning. It's going to be tricky until we can upgrade our power potential. And of course, the way we do that is we get some big solar panels. Yeah, just like the ones we saw at that base over there. Big solar panels. But that is going to be a while, isn't it?
Source, external.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hide in here for now. So if you are interested in seeing more of this, we can definitely do more. Just give the video a like, maybe say something in the comments about that. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.